So BTC is giving us a little bit of a bleed out at the moment, but we're seeing the dominance rejecting nicely. We've got ETH versus BTC holding well. Obviously, these meme coins are ripping. The whiff hat is hitting $1. I mean, it's getting a bit ridiculous out there. Pepe has come alive again. All this stuff's happening anyway. Today, guys, we're looking at a recap. We're looking at Sol. It's been pumping. Obviously, I'm hot on Injective at the moment. Then we're tackling some of these meme coins for you guys. And most importantly, I've got an indicator telling me a couple of bullish things on a few tokens. I'll give you a list. Sui, Power, Maker, ICP, ENS, and maybe one or two others. So a lot for us to talk about today. Let's get right into this. So I'm just seeing in the chat a couple of comments about FTM. I see FTM has been doing nicely today. We spoke about it. It was pushing a little bit for us, and we've got things like GRT and all these things ripping again. AXL. I mean, what is that? Tao taking off 10%. It just feels a little bit crazy out there, and then a mix of green and red. So interesting terrain at the moment that we're dealing with. And as a trader, it gets easy to get a lot of FOMO. I mean, you're looking at your positions; they're not moving. Then the GRTs and these things start pumping. You want to go and jump into those, but then all of a sudden the red ones are going to start ripping. So interesting time. Psychologically for us traders, we feel the burn of other people's gains when we're not in those positions. So we just need to keep cool heads here while we're going. So I see Lou is saying Render's giving full send again, and it seems that some of these AI tokens just are relentless at the moment. But let's cover some important things, because I've got a couple of cool setups here that I think are going to play out nicely, and I've got DGen vibes on some of these meme coins. So let's just get straight into BTC quickly and see what they're trying to do to us. We're busy hitting key level number 1. So this is BTC on the 1 hour that I'm watching at the moment, and key level number 1 is incoming. We're hitting 61,600. This is a key level. This is a 618 for us right now. This is horizontal in play for us. Obviously, it's a 1 hour candle, holds a little bit less weight than the bigger time frames, but this is a good start. This is a good area for us that we're going to be watching. If we are BTC traders, this is areas of interest for us. You can see we've got nice horizontal tie-in. So look for a candle close above the 618. You know they like to play games in these areas. And then a little bit lower, we've got a nice little level here, 60,800. That's a nice big zone here. Look how they've been buying this up, and this is a bigger 618 pool for me. So I'm very interested in the 60,800 if they do bleed us out a little bit more, and then one more emergency level, and I'm not going to send you darker and deeper than this. Well, hopefully not. 59,800. That's sort of the darkest I want to see things over the next, say, 24 hours. But right now, key level, watch the 618. We know they love a little bit of 618 action, and I've included a little fun line for you guys. So here we are. This is basically our weekend fun line, and the way we'd like this to play out is if we get this bullish bounce now on the 618, we're going to see how things happen. Let's keep our eyes on this. But if we do get this bullish bounce, the play is obviously we're looking for this trend break, most likely a rejection at a nice horizontal there, then that retest, and then the fun really starts. So that's the bull party, and that's the bull play. And then any dips lower down, we're going to be looking for bounce longs on corresponding fibs on the altcoins, and we can look for longs on BTC a little bit lower down, 6,800, and you can look for longs most probably in this region around 59,600 to 59,800. So anywhere in those areas, these are potential bounce zones, potential long zones that we can play with. But what I do love at the moment is the current BTC dominance situation, and you can see it's respecting these weeklies so nicely. So that is why we put so much emphasis on these big weekly levels on all tokens, on stocks, on crypto, all these things. These weekly levels always come into play for us, and here it is now rejecting a little bit. So it's saying to us, even though BTC is pulling back a little bit here, these alts are okay. They're hanging around in their nice little areas. So as long as we're getting these dominance rejections while BTC is red, we can actually chill. We can actually be relaxed about things. We just don't want to see this dominance pumping when BTC is red. I see Abonay is asking for the FET chart. He gave a good tip there. He said always long FET. after a BTC pullback. That is quite an interesting comment there, because FET has been super bullish at the moment, and it's basically a common play. So any super bullish tokens, in the last week or so that are running, whenever there's a pullback, you jump into those crazy bullish tokens because they recover. They recover the quickest for you. So quite a good tip there from 𝗪𝗚𝗓𝗓. Okay, who else is chilling here in the chats? Raxit wants LRC, and Modfire says, whose birthday is it today? Well, I don't know. I mean, there's Ray. Maybe it's his birthday. I mean, Ray, I can't get over these goggles, bro. I can't get over the goggles. Let's see what else. Psycha says, give us some recipes. So nice vibes here. Nice vibes. And guys, don't forget, it's Friday. It's chill time. It's relaxing time. It's beers time and things like that coming up. So hopefully the market's going to make us feel a little bit more relaxed when we can look at some green P&Ls if things are playing out correctly for us. Right. New stuff, something to keep a note of. Okay. New York Community Bank, NYCB falls 20%. Just banking things in the US. Okay, so let's just pay attention to reports like that, because if it starts affecting the S&P and things like that, they might have a rollover into crypto and they can ruin a bit of fun. So always just keep your eyes, and when you see things like that, just keep your eyes, pay attention to these things. And then BlackRock, I mean, look at this. ETF now holds over 10 billion worth of assets. I mean, this is the fastest an ETF has reached such a milestone. It's absolutely crazy what is happening out there. And to think about it, a week or two ago, we were so dipped on BTC. I mean, look at this weekly candle. We were at low 50s. We are now 61.5. I mean, we can't be complaining about anything right now. Even if some of our alts are going a little bit red and we're getting a few stops on some of these leveraged trades. I mean, we can't really be upset. 61.5 BTC. If we looked for this about a week ago, we would have been so happy with this result. So eyes on this at the moment. Bigger picture, you can see all-time highs still in play here. I mean, no reason why we can't just push on now and come and fight for this all-time high. It looks like an easy road here for us, and bigger picture support that you want to pay attention to. And I'm talking a massive 786 fib pool with tie-in on some weeklies that you can pay attention to over here. Big level here, 57,800. So bigger picture stuff, 57,800 is where it's at on any decent BTC pullbacks. Okay, are you guys ready for some spice? Are you ready for some things? I've got things for you. Okay, here's one, because I saw it starting to move quickly. Wait, let me find it. That's the wrong one. Here it is. Okay. It was starting to move, and I want to just bring this to your attention. This was a trade we dropped in Sniper Club this morning. We did a live session on Sniper Club with the snipers. So the members of the Sniper Club did a live session with me earlier today, about 5 hours ago, and we patiently waited while the stream was popping for Rune to drift into, for Super to drift into our entry box here on the 1 hour chart. We grabbed our entries and it's now taken off. So now there is a potential next move coming for Super, and this is not the ticket yet to start diving into Super at the moment. But what we have now is our first entry that we bagged, and now we're just looking for a little bit of consolidation above this little resistance area. So we just want to see some kind of support developing in this region here for Super, and that's going to give us our second potential trade here on Super in the same day. So that is looking quite good for us at the moment, and this is an opportunity once we get that support forming on Super. For those that took the trade in the entry box lower down, they'll be able to add to those positions. So let's just make sure we get some support in this region first. Eyes on Super. If it does pull back again, entry region for us 1.28, that will come into play one more time for us. So eyes on that right now for Super. Let's see how that plays out over the next while. Okay, let's go. ETH. Let's talk some ETH BTC. So we are sitting here, ETH BTC back on our support region that we were looking for yesterday. So no real changes. It hasn't given us a very strong bounce, but it has given us a bounce that we were looking for. So we've got the 100-day moving average, we've got weekly horizontals, and we're flirting with this 50-day MA right now on ETH BTC. So it's holding up nicely. It's telling us, alt strength, things could be good here. As long as this ETH BTC is holding for us, that dominance is rejecting, then we are happy, then we are relaxed. And things should be playing out for us. And then bigger picture ETH, we all know it has slowed down in the last couple of days. So the absolute ripper from ETH has slowed down, and we've seen a bit of a transfer into things like Solana and some of the other layer ones. So expect maybe a little bit of quiet time for ETH at the moment, but I would still say your big areas that you want to watch: 3,550 for ETH. This is still a big weekly resistance area. So eyes on this weekly resistance, and it's always going to be a tough one to crack, a weekly resistance zone, 3,550, and then support on the bigger picture is going to be your 618 fib pool as support. So call it 3,350. These are areas that we are playing in right now for ETH on this mini range. And also, it's totally fine if ETH wants to range in this little region and unleash some of the other altcoins. We'll be totally happy with that. And let's just monitor as we go. Okay, Doge update, no changes to this ripper. We got a little bit of a pullback there yesterday, but it wasn't deep enough to come and test our absolute bull zone. I mean, the bulls are totally in control here on Doge until we start losing this 200-week MA. So anything here for Doge, any dips into this 0.1 region for us, for Doge traders and things like that, solid bull zone, and no reason to panic. If we get Doge down to those regions. If we get it in that area, it is an opportunity for us to look at and jump in again. Then Injective is another big one, and I've really got my eyes on this thing. I'm actually too long on Injective right now. I'm long on Injective in multiple accounts, and I mean, it's actually getting a little bit ridiculous at the moment. So what I want to see here for Injective, same story. We want just some kind of consolidation here. We're going to look for flags and things like that. We're going to see something along these lines here for Injective, and then we want to see that final push and break out of this big range. But it's not going to happen easily. It's not going to happen without a fight, but it is going to be fun once Injective does blow this region for us, because then we are pushing new all-time high levels, and we're going to be chasing some big numbers there on Injective. So eyes on this, and remember, it's been creeping up very slowly, very unnoticed. It's just minding its own business, doing its thing. It's not being flashy. It's just slowly grinding up, and sometimes that leads to quite a nice big move. So watch Injective closely. Your main support that you want to watch if you are an Injective trader, the same pullback zone from yesterday, 40. That is your area. We had that nice little dip into our region here at 40, and that was for buying. That's the 382 fib, that's horizontals, and there's a lot going on there for us for Injective. And then a little bit lower down, your next backup region, 37.4 is where it's at right now for Injective. So those are your key support levels. What you want to do, you look for buys. Any dips into those regions, you can nibble, you can look for buys in those things. Once you've pulled trends and things like that, if you're going to dial in, we're talking 1 hour, we're talking DGen vibes here, you can look for little trend breaks and start building positions, because when we blow this 45, I think we're going to get some very nice moves there. Let's see. 𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧 says loving Injective. Hey, waiting for takeoff. I mean, we're waiting hard for this takeoff, and if it does anything like CAS did for us, I think we're gonna be okay. Now, big dog number 2, I'd say third in line, Solana. Okay, getting lots of attention again. So everyone's talking about it again. Here's Gel Crypto. Looks like Sol has officially resumed its trend. Okay, so things are looking good here on Sol. People are talking about it again. People are starting to give their price predictions. They are starting to do all sorts of things. And I mean, we've got Rodolfo over here on Twitter, and he's comparing the Sol price action to the ETH price action. And he's saying it's Sol time. And I must say, we can see in the results last night, we had the Asia session really trade that Sol for us, and they kept things going after our little pullback. I'm going to show you guys shortly. So follow Rodolfo on Twitter. He gives a good little daily report on what is going on with Twitter, what is going on in the world of crypto. If you want to follow him, it's Rodolfo Pozo A. And interesting comments here on ETH Sol, and we have seen this type of price action before, where they seem to follow one another. Okay, so here is Sol on the 8 hour. This is our level and chart that we were watching yesterday, where we were looking for pullbacks, and look what they gave us. They gave us that little dip into our region that we were looking at. It was the 236. It was the horizontal. They came here, they pushed us down, but then they pushed it up, and they bought up that candle in that region quite quickly. So big area to watch still for Sol support that you are looking at, 125. That is still your hot Solana zone. That is still a potential buy zone for Sol. And then a little bit deeper, I would say 118 is the next area of interest for Sol. So anywhere in that region, and we could easily be in a situation where we are consolidating and we are flagging and all sorts of things. So look out for anything along these lines for Sol. You can even bang out a trend and try and see where they're going to send it and what their plan is, and look for bounces in these areas, and at any time you can get your moves for Sol. And then upside target, I have kept it on the same chart for you, trying not to get anybody too excited yet. But our first level of interest is a 618 and some weekly levels. Let's just zoom out for you guys onto the weekly. So we've got a nice 618 pull. You've seen ETH has already pinged the corresponding 618. Sol has been lagging. Okay, and remember we had BTC ping the 618 first. Then ETH has come and pinged the 618. And here comes Sol, lagging a little bit. So first target for Solana, call it 164, building up here, 618 fib and horizontals. And then a little bit higher up, we've got the 200 region. Are we going to see 200 Sol again? I mean, Ray, do you remember when Sol was 200?
I do remember.
What a feeling it was, eh? What a feeling it was. Maybe it's Sam, in prison there, selling it to all the prison guards and giving them all their tips. Who knows why it's pumping like that. But guys, you've got your levels now. These are the areas you're watching. If Sol is going to take over as the next runner, if ETH is going to chill and Sol's going to move, and we saw signs of it yesterday with that Asia pump, I would say watch those key levels I've given you now. Upside targets, no reason why we shouldn't be chasing this 160 to 165 level on Solana. So eyes on that. Okay, now I'm sure you guys are dying for me to get stuck into some of these meme coins. I mean, this Peppy has just been annoying me so much, and I've been avoiding doing it. But we can't actually avoid this Peppy situation anymore. So we're going to talk Peppy. We're going to talk Myro. I'm going to talk Dog with Hap. I'm going to update Spoody from last week, which had like a 90% pump, and it's back at entry. We're going to update the other one. What was it? Vendog, Anatoly special advisor. So let's get into this. Let's pull up some degen levels. And remember, guys, these things are trending at the moment, and the only way you can really catch some of these meme coins is to really go full degen on them and dial in. You're looking at levels, you're looking at 15-minute levels, you're looking at 1-hour levels, and you're becoming almost a scalper in these type of situations. And the problem is with these guys is they pump so hard up and down, and your moves get really big. So if you're trading big leverage on these meme coins, you can feel the burn very quickly. You can get chopped out, and they send it up without you, like what happened to me yesterday with this whiff, and I'm salty again about it. They chopped me out lower down, and then they pumped it something like 20 or 30%. So you've got to understand the playing field when you are dialing in on 15 minutes and you're trying to trade meme coins. You need to have extremely low leverage or spot, and you need to understand the size of these moves. So this is Peppy at the moment, and I wanted to give you some levels that you can work with now this weekend. If this thing's going to remain bullish this weekend, and the boys are going to come and they're going to pump this thing some more, and I don't even know why this Peppy is pumping like this. It actually annoys me so much. You're going to be looking at some key levels. So this is my first zone that I would watch. Multiple zeros, 3371. You can see they've come and they've tested it once already. Look at that. And it was bought up very quickly here. So if you do get moves from Peppy into this multiple zeros, 337, 338, anywhere in this region over here, that looks like a nice little hot reaction zone where you can look for buys. Next level, if they start dumping you again, your next big zone you want, scalpers, multiple zeros, 3-1. That is your zone you're looking at. Multiple zeros, 3-1 for Peppy. And anything, well, let's just look at this high. Let's just see if we've reclaimed this high. Okay, eyes on this guy, okay? Here's one sort of, it's thin. It's like a tiny twig holding up a bridge, basically. This is a 15-minute high. Okay, so you can see they've tried it once, they lost it, they've reclaimed it again. Watch this level here, multiple zeros, 3629. Okay, those are the only levels I can give you now on 15 minutes where you can look for potential scalps and things like that. But remember, these moves are huge. Okay, look at that. If this thing drops here, you're 7% down already immediately. So remember that if you're trying to trade this Peppy in leverage, and you're buying without a strategy, and you're buying, out of these hot zones and things like that, just work out the distance that it is and times that by your leverage, and that's going to tell you how much pain you're going to be in when it starts dipping. Obviously, it's nice when it starts pumping, everything looks good, but just remember the pain. Really, it feels dark and deep when you're taking a 7% drawdown and you're on a 10x or you're on a 20x leverage. You're going to feel that burn. So just just play safe. I just want you guys to be safe with these meme coins. Nothing worse than getting roasted out in a bull market trading meme coins. It's the worst. Okay, next one I've got for you is 𝗲𝗏 the dog on Sol. Okay, bullish Sol equals bullish Sol ecosystem. We discussed this briefly yesterday, and what I like here is 𝗲𝗏 on the 8-hour is starting to put some pressure on a very key indicator for me, which is the 50-day moving average, which I love on these charts. And you can see right now 𝗲𝗏 is starting to squeeze this 50-day MA, putting pressure on horizontals as well. So I've got my eyes on 𝗲𝗏 right now, and all we want to see as bulls and as traders, okay, if we're looking to ride 𝗲𝗏, if 𝗲𝗏 is going to turn bullish, we're expecting it to break this 50-day MA and form some kind of support for us. So let's see, dial in on this 50-day MA. You want to see support 0.112. If you start getting support at 0.112, it could be a ticket to start looking at a couple of 𝗲𝗏 moves here, and then we're going to be targeting some candle highs. We're going to be looking at these type of areas that we can chase. So there's some nice little levels here for 𝗲𝗏. And remember, these meme coins, they always just move in such big pumps up and down. So same strategy for Pepe. You've got to play small, and you've got to play low leverage. But if you reclaim this 50-day moving average, your first move that you're looking for is about 16%, and the next potential move is roughly 30%. So first things first, let's just make sure we reclaim the 50-day MA. We've got support. Once you've got support to work with, then you can start looking at laddering into these positions. So just a warning right now, 𝗲𝗏 is sitting at resistance, okay? It is at a resistance area. There's not much support lower down. So we want to reclaim a nice support area so we can say, okay, stake in the ground here. We've got support. Now we can push this up. So right now, until we have support, you don't want to be playing in this thing. There's no real support on the way down until we get to about 0.9. So eyes on this 0.9 if it starts pulling down. I wonder what news events would crash the market now. Well, I think take your pick, but I think we've seen this multiple times. When all markets get too hot, they come in for sort of a global reset, don't they? Whether it's a war announcement or something along those lines, they come in for a little reset on all of us. So just bear that in mind. These black swan events, they come out of nowhere, and they come and they flush everything, and they just reset. Imi says, what is happening with Welsh? Well, I think Welsh was okay. I haven't looked at it today, but we had a nice bounce on Welsh yesterday. Let's just get to some of these other tokens, and then if we've got time, guys, just drop in the chats here which ones you want me to look at. I'm happy to look at a couple of meme coins for you guys. So here's Robinhood. Okay, so Robinhood to list dog with hat. Okay, people love that news. I mean, I can't believe this thing's at $1 billion. I really can't believe this dog with hat. It's pretty much just shy of $1 billion market cap. I mean, Ray, I know I've told this story so many times, it actually grills me. I was here on a Saturday and somebody said to me, buy this dog with hat. And it was a $20 million market cap. And I said, no.
Now I have no hat. Now I can't buy a hat. It's a lot, man.
I said it was too expensive. Okay, here's the dog with hat. I mean, and another terrible story. I sold my long at 54 again. So this dog with hat, this dog with hat has just owned me, basically. I sold my long. I thought I was so smart, and it's absolutely gone. It's gone to $1. Okay, dog with hat traders. Now, we've had some bullish news, and that's why we got that pump. So yesterday, where were we talking? Yesterday, I was trying to long this thing over here. What did they do? They came and flushed me out. They bounced it off the trend, and they sent it up so that when I woke up, I wasn't in whiff, but whiff was at $1. I mean, who's that happened to? Tell me, guys, who's that?
May the whiff be without you.
Oh, you know what? Maybe it's just not meant to be. It happens to us leverage traders, right? You get a flush out, they send it past, and they say thanks very much while you're sleeping. So, current plan for whiff. What are we going to do? How are we going to plan this thing? So, you want to just look at key areas again. You got to look at solid levels. I've got the 1 hour here for you guys. And let's pull some fibs here. Let's pull from this low to the high and try and get some temporary levels that we can play with. So we're going to pull a fib from the low of this move and to that high. And we want to just identify where's our best looking 618, where's our horizontal, where can we play, where can we get a buy if this whiff is going to continue. And bear in mind, we've got our fun line as usual Okay, so we got our rising trend, which is our fun line, and until we lose the fun line, things are all cooking on these meme coins. So the same story as yesterday. Fun line is in charge, and what you want to watch here, horizontals, you want to pay attention to 0.93. That is now a hot zone for you. That's a 618 and horizontal. So keep your eyes on this one. Bulls are looking for a 618 reaction here for whiff. And then a little bit lower down, we've got a secondary 618 that I've pulled for you. That is actually quite a hot looking zone here for me. We've got solid horizontals. We've got trend as well. So for me, 8.5. Okay, 8.5 is the big dog. Okay, no pun intended. 0.85. That is where I would say the best potential buy is for dog with hat, and that is going to be if we hold this rising trend. So always just zoom out. Let's just take a look here on the 4 hour. I've got a little bit of a lag because I've got an exchange open. It's actually a new exchange, and I want to show you guys what they've got on the table here. Okay, so here's our fun line. Okay. So until we lose this trend, we are good. But remember, at some point, the interest in this whiff is going to wear off, okay? You don't want to be the one buying the top, buying the hot potato, because you're going to see something like a 30-40% drawdown. Remember what happened with Bonk, okay? Bonk pumped on all those Solana phones and all those things, and then it came down horribly. So just remember, always track your fun lines, always track these trends, and when we lose that, maybe just start jumping out a little bit, especially, you know, if the spot guys are getting involved, because we could get a massive pullback on this whiff at some point. You know, the fun always wears off. Don't think the fun doesn't wear off. Okay, let's see. Michael says injective is on the move. Sean says, love the stream. The song though, loop. Don't you love my loop? Don't you love it? I love this thing. I've also got the bull. Let's not forget the bull. We must embrace the bull. Okay, guys, let's see what else we got. When is Uncle Run coming in? He's not coming in today. Not joke says say looking good. Okay, let's go through. So yeah, okay, I've got so much to talk about here. Let's look at Sui. Okay, so here's the first indicator that I was using today that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So there's a lot of things going on here with Sui at the moment. So those of you that are new here, I occasionally trade with a new indicator that we've got in-house now called 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗘. Okay, and 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗘, it seems very complex on the outside, but it doesn't have to be. It's quite a simple little system that we use. And I've got 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗘 telling me a couple of things at the moment on some of these tokens. So I just wanted to take you through them because we've given a couple of signals in the Sniper Club using 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗘, and we've given a couple of signals using 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗘 and 𝗧, and we have had pretty good results. And I was doing a spreadsheet today calculating all the trades that we've given out using indicators for February this month, and we are 118% up for all 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗘 trades that we've given in Sniper Club. And 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗘 was starting to talk to me again. So Sui was on my hit list, and there's a couple of things here with Sui that are interesting to me. So what I wanted to show you, this is Sui on the 12 hour, and what I wanted to show you was I wanted to pull up my 𝗖𝗔𝗥𝗘. Okay, this is the Trend X that they offer, and there's a couple of things going on here, but really to keep it as simple as possible, the yellow lines that you see here are your weekly pivot. Okay, so this tells us that this is a tight weekly pivot, and if we get candle closes above the weekly pivot, things generally turn bullish for these type of tokens, and they generally start climbing higher. And in the current market conditions, we would say that if we do get a close above these weeklies, we get these pumps. Okay, then we had the monthly candle closed last month, and when we look for pivots, we look for incredibly tight pivots to give us an indication as to the type of move we're going to get. The wider the pivot, the more rangy it is. The tighter the pivot, the bigger the move that you get out of these tokens. Now remember, a tight pivot could mean a move down, it could mean a move up. So we have to play the pivot accordingly. So we look for closes and candles closing above certain pivots. So if you look closely here, let me just clean this up a little bit for you guys. I'm going to take out the daily and I'm going to take out the weekly. And if you zoom in here, you'll see these three red lines are the monthly pivot. Okay, and the candle has closed now. So this monthly pivot stays on the chart for the entire month. It doesn't move, it doesn't change. So you can mark these monthly pivot levels on your chart down to 1.65. So if we lose this monthly pivot and close under this monthly pivot, it could indicate that 𝗬𝗎 wants to go down. But as long as we are above the monthly pivot and the weekly pivot and the daily pivot, it's telling us to expect some kind of move to the upside. So right now I have prepped a trade for the Sniper Club guys, and I've also opened a trade in my new exchange, which I'm going to tell you about shortly. So let's just get these pivots back. Okay, I'm going to add the daily pivot there, and I'm going to just do the last 3 monthly pivots to show you guys. Okay, so there's our weekly pivot. I'm zooming out, and now I want to just show you that monthly pivot, the previous monthly pivot. Let's see where it was. You can see it was much wider. So the previous monthly pivot was a massive, thick monthly pivot. So right now we've got a very tight little monthly pivot, and 𝗬𝗎 is sitting above that. Okay, so that leads me to my next event. I've got a new sponsor. Okay, this is called 𝗬𝗥𝗚𝗓. Okay, it's a new exchange, nice little team, KYC friendly as well. You can grab a link in the description in the show. I'll show you about it just now. And what they're offering at the moment is trade protection for your first trade, up to $300. What does that mean? Basically, they're going to cover any losses on your first trade up to a set amount. And I've opened my first trade here on 𝗬𝗎, using using Easy Algo. And this is my first trade opened. And we're going to see how it goes. And on top of that, read the fine print here when you click on the link in the description. But on top of that, they're offering a sign-up bonus. So if you scroll down on the link, you'll see the sign-up bonuses. They're saying net deposits available and what the prize is. So, for example, $10,000 and more, and you trade $2 million in volume. And believe it or not, it's quite quick to get to $2 million of volume. You open and close a couple of trades, and they give you 1,000 USDT bonus. And you can see the table that they've given you here. But read the fine print here about event 1, the 300 USD trade protection is capped at 300 USD for the first transaction, and all these type of things. Give it a go. The link is in the description here for you guys. There's my first trade running at the moment. And let's just look at the link under the show here. You can see here's my shopping list, and they are 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are they? They should be there. Yeah, they're third from the top there. Weeks.com. Okay, so give it a try if you are interested in trading that. And then look at Anatoly's dog, his trusted advisor, and 𝗬𝗎𝗓 also in the link if you want to see these guys. So let's just recap. Let's just recap these two. Ben the dog hit the buy zone. So guys, I mean, are there degens here? Because we hit our buy zone. We gave that buy zone last week on Ben the dog. This was Anatoly's advisor. Remember, he spoke to the app, and the Ben the dog app, and he clicked on the app and he said, must I start Solana? Something along those lines. And Ben the dog said yes. And here it is. That's how it was born. And so Ben the dog actually hit our buy zone that we plotted for you guys, and came in nicely there, and it's moving. So hopefully you guys grab some of that. You are now in a little bit of profit on this current situation. Let's just see how much we've moved here. 111% up, okay, after we hit our buy zone. So that's not a bad result for a absolute meme coin. And 𝗬𝗎𝗓 as well. This was a little bit of a letdown because we got a massive bounce, but they sold us. Okay, so here we are. Last week we were looking for a bounce in this region here for 𝗬𝗎𝗓. It hit our bounce zone, bled us a little bit, but then they sent us. The size of this move, what did we get here? We got 120% pump out of 𝗬𝗎𝗓. Okay, so not a bad result. So what I'm watching now, what I would say now, if you are looking at the 𝗬𝗎𝗓 for round number 2, I would say watch this region, this lower level at the moment. You can see this is your support level. 0031 is what you're going to be watching here for 𝗬𝗎𝗓. So keep your eyes on this guy. Look for this level, look for this potential double bottom here in play on 𝗬𝗎𝗓. And remember, this is a small little market cap, so that's why these moves are so vicious. And 4 million market cap, this thing can pump 100%. It goes to 8 million, goes to 10 million very quickly. So if you do get your buys in, and you do get a pump on these things, make sure you TP. Don't do the round trip, because you can see if you did the round trip, it's painful. You're 100% up, then you back down. You're 100% up, then you back down. Don't be the guy that does the round trip. It's the most pain that you can get. So, Ray, how many round trips have you done?
Lately, none. But in the past,
Lately,
plenty.
none.
Yeah, but in the past, plenty in the past.
I'm the expert meme coin round tripper, I must tell you. Happens all the time. Okay, watch your meme coins, watch your charts, look at your levels. There's another potential buy coming for Spodii lower down, multiple zeros, 3-0. That's where it's at for Spodii. Okay, let's go. The next indicator I've got for you guys. Okay, so using 𝗔𝗔𝗥𝗘𝗘, again, same story. Okay, what I've done is looked at the maker chart, and Seth came to me and he said, look at this maker and look at these levels. So what I've done is, again, I popped out 𝗔𝗔𝗥𝗘𝗘, and it's showing me it's above the monthly pivot. Okay, so this is telling us that provided we are above this monthly pivot using 𝗔𝗔𝗥𝗘𝗘, things should remain relatively bullish. And then if you zoom in on maker, you're going to see we've got the weekly pivots as well and the 50-day moving average. So for me, I've got some big areas here for maker that I'm watching. Anything down to this 50-day moving average and this weekly pivot holding for me is a bullish area that I'm paying attention to, because as long as it's above this monthly pivot, we should be good for bullish moves on maker. So levels for me for maker, anywhere in this region down to about 2-0-3-3 for me on maker. And then if we zoom out, we can just take a look at some of the areas that we could maybe send this thing to. Let's just pull this up. Okay, there we go. So levels I'm looking at for maker, and these are sort of not the ultimate levels we're looking at. We're just looking at interim levels here that we can get. So eyes on this 50-day MA that I've given you, 2-0-3-3. First area, 20%. Next area, you're looking at about 35%. So number one, we've got to hold that monthly pivot. 𝗔𝗔𝗥𝗘𝗘 is telling us that it's printed below, and it gives us a nice little marker for any pullbacks as well. Those are nice little buy areas too when it dips onto those monthly pivots. Okay, let's see. There's lots of guys talking about 𝗕𝗓𝗓. Guys, we've spoken about this 𝗕𝗓𝗓 on the show multiple times. I'm hoping some of you got some of it, because now it's about 1,000% up, or whatever it was from the last time. The next one I've got for you guys. Okay, this is the next token I wanted to show you. Now, this is a combination of regular TA and the 𝗔𝗔𝗥𝗘𝗘 coming into play again. So just another interesting one for me. I've brought in the 100-day moving average for you guys, and it's sitting on it right now. And look how tight this weekly pivot is and the monthly pivot. So for me, this power token is looking pretty hot right now. So I'm long power on this weekly pivot that I'm watching at the moment. So loss of this very tight weekly pivot would tell me that maybe there's going to be some downside, but then we've got backup here for power with the monthly pivot and the daily pivot. So the potential risk here on this power token to hold this monthly pivot is only around 3.5%. If you want to play it to loss of the weekly pivot, it's only 1.5%. So eyes on that at the moment. Let's see if I can just pull up my regular power chart here. Okay, that I'm going to struggle to find that one. We're going to just bang it out here for you guys quickly. So what you want to do when you're looking at these, I use this for Confluence, obviously for my trading and things I'm looking at. But basically what you're doing is you're doing your regular TA things. You're looking for trends. You're looking for supports. You're looking for these type of things. And here we go with power. We've got a trend break. You can see they've bought this up quite quickly, and 618 a little bit lower down that you can watch as a potential support. So that ties in with some of the 𝗔𝗔𝗥𝗘𝗘 stuff as well. If you're looking for support, so you can play around there with power on the 618, even down to 0.35. And just to confirm, where does that tie in to some of the 𝗔𝗔𝗥𝗘𝗘 stuff? That's bang on this monthly pivot here, and very interesting stuff. So we got the daily, we got the monthly holding up with a trend and a 618. So that's a big support zone for us that we're going to watch on this power token. Okay, I see Yanko hates a round trip as well. Okay, guys, there's lots of questions about FTM. Let's see what else we got. Pyth, guys, there's so many tokens. I'm trying to fly through some of these. Another one that is also potentially a great spot set up for you guys is ICP. Now, I don't speak about ICP that often, but it is something I wanted to bring to your attention again using 𝗔𝗔𝗥𝗘𝗘. So here it is one more time. And I just want to show you this monthly pivot. Okay, so if we zoom out, you're going to see the previous month's pivot. Okay, we're zooming out. I've still got a lag. Let me close this. Exchange. Yeah. Okay, so here's ICP. Here's the previous month's monthly pivot. You can see it was a big, thick one. And now if we zoom into ICP, you can see the monthly pivot that's just been printed just above the 50-day moving average is so tight that you can barely see it at the moment. So that's telling us potentially bullish things here. So what we want to do is just make sure this candle stays above this monthly pivot, and provided we are above this monthly pivot, things should be relatively bullish for us. Backup levels we've got here is 12.4. Okay, so watch 12.4, which is your 50-day moving average, and watch the current horizontals, which is 12.6. So these are two big zones that you can pay attention to on ICP, and potential targets for this move. This is a swing type trade, and 𝗖𝗛𝗔𝗟𝗔𝗪 prints out target zones for you. So you can see it gives you nice little areas. It gives you nice predefined areas that you can start targeting on your chart. So levels for ICP for this move, if it stays bullish, you're looking at things like 14.1, you're looking at 14.8, and there's a little gray dot over here. You're looking at about 17. So those are the potential targets for ICP, provided we are staying above the 50-day moving average and the monthly pivot. So let's see how it goes. Okay, that's a wrap for indicators from Seth and 𝗖𝗛𝗔𝗟𝗔𝗪, but a very good hit rate at the moment in the Sniper Club. If you want to test them out, grab the link in the description or join the Sniper Club. Seth is putting out probably 3 or 4 signals a week at the moment, as and when they appear, and I think he dropped 1 or 2 today for you guys too. So if you want to test it out for free, join the Sniper Club. You get the free setups from Seth. If you want to try it out for a 3-day trial on its own, grab the link in the description and play around with it, see if it works for you. Okay. AVAX, Bonk, Render, lots of questions here. Okay, let's look at let's see what we can get through quickly here for you guys. I want to leave you guys with fun for the weekend. I see you guys are pumping this Pepe off the level. Look at that, 0.3629. Well done to Pepe for holding basically a little twig. How's that support, Ray? How's the twig support and it pumps? There it goes. Okay, let's look at let's just update here. Where's Super's still chilling. Okay, we gotta wait for Super to get support there, otherwise we're waiting for this little area lower down. Let's look at some of your tokens here. Let's go Render. Render's ripping again. Relentless, this thing, absolutely relentless.
Found the horn.
Ray loves a bit of Render. He loves his Render. Okay, all-time highs coming here for Render. Looking very good. Let's see if any of my charts can come alive again. Okay, there they are. Okay, there it is. So there was our trade I gave you guys the other day. Yeah, seems okay. Let's see what we're doing. Okay, so TP1 zone in play still. Just clean this up a little bit here. And what we're doing now is, so your next level for Render is going to be your TP2. Okay, and how do you get there? Well, you get there when TP1 gives you support. So the reason we map out these areas, these are strategic take profit points because they are resistance zones. And when we flip these resistance areas into support, then they get loaded up for the next trade. So there's normally multiple trades from TP to TP, but ideally you want to be the one who grabs the one at the bottom. I mean, that's always the king play. That's the one where you flash your P&L to all your friends because you're showing thousands of %. So it's nice to catch the bottom. I mean, it's always a fun feeling catching the bottom of a move. I can't lie. Okay, big areas we want to watch here for Render. Okay, you can see what's going on here, starting to break the horizontal, so that's looking good. If you are wanting to trade Render and you have a little bit of a risky appetite, you can look for supports down to 7.98. Okay, if you lose this current candle on Render, then you're out. Okay, if you lose that candle and it closes below that level, then I would say Render's possibly going to dip down. So if you get something like that along these lines, you're probably going to see Render wanting to drift lower. But right now, the bulls, there's a potential move here. If you're brave enough, okay, you got a little break here on the horizontal. Here's your support level. Okay, 7.98. You lose that 7.98, I would say you want to bail. But you break this horizontal, and this thing starts flying. So eyes on this current horizontal here. Okay, let's see how this reacts here. Generally, what you get is a little bang into this area, then some kind of pullback. So you want to watch this pullback. Maybe they're going to sweat you here a little bit, and then you're looking for that push higher. So that would be the strategy here. That's how I would play this thing. Just look for this reaction now at 8.278. Okay, let's see what happens at 8.278 and support under this current 4-hour candle. The 4-hour candle gets lost. That means the trade is potentially invalidated, and things might be drifting a little bit lower here for you guys. Wow, you guys are really firing up these chats with all these tokens. Okay, Bonk and AVAX. There's questions for Bonk and AVAX. Let's go Bonk quickly. Jeez, these beam coins are bullish. Wow. Wow. Okay, let's just get a clean... Geez, those were the good old days when we were longing Bonk from the low at 1074. How's this move? How is this move? Okay, so guys, just that story I was telling you when Bonk was pumping last time, and we had all that hype. Remember, don't forget. Okay, these things come back down. Okay, here's Bonk. Look what it did. When we had the Sol hype, okay, this thing absolutely ripped. It went up to 3464, okay, and then it died a very quick and painful death if you were buying the top. So remember that with WIF. At some point, people get tired of WIF and they send it back lower. So look out. What I would say here on Bonk, yeah, looks like we got a nice little flag forming. Looks like we're going to have some trade action here. Let me just clean up. Let's just clean this chart up a little bit here. Okay, can't deal with the mess. Can't deal with the mess here. Okay, what do I like about Bonk? Let's see. We might have a little trend break here. Let's see what they've done, okay? Okay, so we had a little fake out, okay? Something to watch. Let's see what type of support we're getting as confluence here. What do we have as tie-in? Okay, we've only got a nice 618 that looks interesting here. Okay, so the 618 looks good. I would say play with big zones like that. Play with the 618 as a potential support region. And then levels you need to clear. These are phases that you need to get through. You need to blow these areas, and once you start blowing these areas, they become supports for you. Okay, they become new trigger points, new potential entry zones for you for your longs. Okay, so look out for a reaction up at this region 2492. Look out for a reaction there. Look out for a reaction 2558. Okay, so the play. If we get a dip back, that's where you want to buy. That's your support zone that you're looking at. If you lose that support area, then it's a bit of a move. It's quite a dip down. Okay, so it could be another 10% worth of pain for you if you lose this area. Okay, it's about 7% if you lose that 618. So big support for me. I would watch on the 1 hour. Okay, so it's not huge support. I would watch this 2239 as your support base to work with. Okay, let's see what happens up here. You'll probably get some kind of move up there. Then you're going to get that rejection in that region. And then you want to confirm that this old resistance becomes your support. Then you can move on Bonk. So right now, just watch these little areas above. Once we blow those things, then I think it's quite a free ride for Bonk. I think it can turn quite bullish there for us. Okay, lots of people shouting at me about DYDX too. And, you know, if you were watching the show, when was it? A few weeks ago, we gave a massive DYDX long. So that should still be in place. So no real changes on the big picture. Let's just see where we are on the weekly. Got some proper laggage here. Okay, so big picture for us, DYDX. Okay, big picture unchanged, DYDX, no changes, big picture. Let's just dial in a little bit here. Okay, easiest way to play this. So this is, well, let's go 8 hour. Let's go 8 hour. Easiest way for you guys to manage this, navigate this thing. You want to just bang out a trend. Okay, you can see we got a nice little trend here. Okay, just bang out this trend. You got nice trend resistance to work with, and you just want to play the trend game here. Quite simple. look for your supports, look at your horizontals. I would say that's a key zone for you. You can see why this is a key zone, this 3.2. Look how this ties in so nicely here with the previous resistance zone. So look at that little box here. That's a great area here for 𝗪𝗪𝗧. So anything down into that zone for me is for buying. As long as we're staying bullish, anything into this area is a nice little support that you can work with, and it could be a nice exit zone too. So if you are sitting in a long on 𝗪𝗪𝗧 and you're scalping and these type of things, and you're looking for exit points, I would say if you start losing 3.2, I would say to start paying attention to what's going on with your trade, especially if you leverage, and then you're going to watch your previous wick and the 50-day moving average. These are all nice levels where 𝗪𝗪𝗧 could react if there is a little bit downside. And then the bulls, simple play, you just want to play this game. You're going to look for this rejection at the horizontal, you're going to look for that pullback, and then you should get that ride up to that first TP area. Okay guys, give me more FTM, let's go. Okay, so FTM's been a good performer today. This was our weekly chart that we were looking at. So let's actually look at the lower time frame chart. Okay, FTM 8 hour. Right now it's pushing still our resistance area. So on the 8 hour chart, there's not much we can add. Okay, so on the bigger picture chart that we looked at yesterday, we can see all is well. Okay, so there's no issues on the bigger picture. On the 8 hour chart, you're pushing into a resistance band, so you need to just pay attention to where we are at the moment. Let's just look at this weekly again, just a reminder as to what is going on. Okay, so if you are currently in FTM, you can see that that weekly support that I was talking about, that weekly resistance zone that you can see on the 8 hour chart, that's just ahead here for us. That's this 53 region, that sort of zone. That's going to be your main reaction area that you're going to be watching for Phantom. So no real changes there. And then as far as support goes, you know, it's quite a far down. It's quite a journey down here. Let's take a look. Okay, your support that you're going to look at for Phantom, workable support. And I'm talking supports where you should get some kind of decent reaction if there is a meltdown. 45, and then back at this original entry here, 435. 45 and 435 are your big zones that you want to watch. And then degens, oh, the degens. I know you guys want this. I know what you want. Ray, you know what they want. Okay, here we go. I think Ray knows. Okay, you can watch this trend. Okay, I would say watch the low of this dump. There was obviously a dump now, a sell-off, and that came into play there. So if you're sitting in FTM positions, okay, and I'm talking 1 hour stuff now, these guys, 0.48, okay, that's the candle low. Okay, so if that was the move, if that was the flush out they were giving us there, that is then your candle low, 0.48 for Phantom. So you can use that as an exit zone. You can use that as, you know, your bailout zone. And if you are short-term long or things like that, you candle close below 0.48. And then I would say you need to jump out of this thing because it's coming down. So watch that. Nice little reaction at the moment for that zone. Let's just look at BTC quickly. And ooh, I see they're putting us under pressure here. Let's see what they're giving us. Wow, there's a lot of drawings on this chart. We want to reclaim the 618 quite quickly. Let's see if they've hit us with the 786 here. Okay, little 786 reaction. Now, I normally love BTC on a 618. A 786 isn't a great vibe. You know, hopefully it's going to hold here, but let's pay attention. Okay, so our 618, we just got to reclaim that. Okay, so we want to reclaim our 618 in horizontals. That's the big one for us. This is the big level for us, 61,550. We want to be up here. We want to be holding this region here. If we're holding this region, then we should be all right on BTC. 786 is now your marker. It's your backup support. Okay, so eyes on that. 61,270 is your backup support there for this current move on BTC. Okay, guys, again, I've run out of time. Yeah, I'm overstaying my welcome here a lot lately, but there's so much going on. There's so many charts. Okay, you've got some levels to work with. You've got the idea how to do it. Scalpers, you know what to do on Peppy. You know what to do on WIF. And longer term traders, I've given you those monthly pivots that you can now work with on those various charts. Power, Maker, SUI, ICP, and all those types of things. Okay, lots going on here, guys. Watch Injective. I've got my eyes all over that thing. And be safe out there. Okay, safe weekend. Don't overtrade. Keep it real out there. Don't kill yourself. Don't wreck yourself on the weekend, please. We'll see you guys on Monday. We'll pick it up from there. Hopefully things are looking good and we're cooking. See you guys later.